But what do you think of the state of DJing right now?
You know, this question, right? It's a tough one because the opinion that I give, right, I'm gonna sound like an old head. Gqom, I was never into Gqom. I was just part of, I guess, a Summer Award-winning Gqom song, Omunye Phezu Komunye. And that's exactly what my album sounds like. The intro is done by Master A Flat. If you know music, you know who Master A Flat is. The greatest.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exciting episode of what I call On The Record by the Kruk. And thank you for being with me today. I've got house music royalty, entrepreneur extraordinaire, and somebody that really embodies culture. His name is Benny Maverick, representing KZN with the heart and soul of the world. Benny, what's up, brother?
How are you, my dog?
Okay, brother.
Shapa Kunjam.
Show.
Happy to be here, man.
Oh man, the last time I saw you were on an island somewhere drinking awesome cocktails and listening to music that would shape both our careers. Glad to have you.
No, I'm very happy to be here. First of all, I'd just like to say, Sanmunani no gemakai kamela mupilani pensin goyama. Gqom music, I'm known as Benny Maverick, and I'm very happy to be here, man.
Yeah. So, me and you met in Ibiza for the first time.
100%.
How did that trip change and shape who you are now? From all your business-like ventures and because I think a lot of people like using the word culture loosely.
Sure.
But you embody that, you know.
Yeah.
You've seen culture from a hitmaker's perspective, from producer's perspective, DJ's perspective, club owner perspective, and so on and so forth.
I think for us to even find ourselves in that space meeting in Ibiza in Spain was the fact that we were part of the culture.
Yeah.
We've been in the culture, we've been culture influences. That's what led us to be there. That's why we were chosen and put in that particular place, is because we were already in the culture leading what was supposed to be led. We were teaching people how to party, teaching people how to dress, teaching people how to do that. All these different things in particular, right?
Yeah.
So being somebody in the space of music and hospitality, right? I think I wear many hats. I wear the hat of a full-blown all-round entrepreneur. I'm into restaurants, nightclubs. I'm a DJ, I'm a producer. I do events, lifestyle events, outdoor events. I do concerts. I do any and everything that has to do with hospitality and ukjabulisa bantu and whatever makes money out of that. So all round, that's what is culture. I mean, I think what I'm largely known for, especially in KZN, which also gave me a big name, I guess, throughout the country, was one of our culture events, which was called Good Sunday.
Yeah.
Good Sunday was the event that brought in many of the now big artists and even now former artists.
Yeah.
We were one of the first people to put them on those stages and make them big in KZN. And so whoever would know of a Benny Maverick will go back and say, oh snap, go on, there's something called Good Sunday. If you go on YouTube today and look at that, I'm a part of 2015, 2016, doing production levels that were unseen at the time. So it's good to be recognized the way Ongbizangayo as somebody who's influenced culture.
Yeah. And then you speak to many verticals, you know, of your day-to-day life, you know. What would you say like is the core or the puzzle that like fits everything in? Like what do you wake up and say as Benny, whether you're going to the club or you're going to open a restaurant or you're going to make a beat or you're about to release a chart-topping album, like what is the core when you wake up in the morning and leave the house?
Whatever I'm going to do today, I'm going to do to the best of my ability, firstly.
Okay.
Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks.
Let's get it, look.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You got to do it the whole way. And what centralizes everything that I do is me being a DJ. Ubo DJ was number one in Millennium, and seemingly being a DJ has brought me every single thing else.
Yeah.
Right? If I tell you my story of how I started, when I finished matric, I went to the UK, lived in the UK for about over a year, right? Kwakusana lama programs akudala of when you finish school, you go on this work mentorship, whatever it is that you go to overseas, right?
Yeah.
I was placed in this house where there was other South African guys, and each guy in the house had a DJ setup sort of thing in there, right?
Yes.
And ngakufunda kanjalo ukuba DJ. Already in high school, we were throwing house parties at my friend's house randomly whenever the parents are away. So it all came together. So by the time I'd learned how to DJ, there wasn't a platform for me to DJ, right?
Yeah.
So then ngavele ngaqala ngazenzela ama-part. My brother afforded me an opportunity. I said, let me find the coolest people to bring together and make my event cool. I'll pay them.
Yeah.
But I'll use their network to make this party cool. And then I'm going to DJ at this party.
Yeah.
And that's how Uguba, a known sort of person, a DJ, then started out. Then I just grew the events more.
Yeah.
From the events, I needed a space where can I find the hospitality Penny more regularly? Now comes the restaurants, now comes the nightclubs. Because, I mean, the events will happen maybe 4 or 5 times a year, but every single day, where can I find them selling Penny? Hence, now you bring in the restaurants, you bring in the nightclub.
Yeah.
So that's all it is for me. It's knowing that with each and everything, mangienza, melengienza, to the best of it.
Yeah.
There's no half-assing it, Jake. Yeah.
And you talk about your core as a DJ, you know, and I mean, many would argue that the barriers to entry for a DJ in this day and age is very low, you know. I mean, you talk about the fact that you knew you wanted to DJ, but you needed to find cool people to be around you for you to create this beautiful entity or a party or a good Sunday for you to be able to DJ it so that there's a crowd, you know,
Sure.
Which was a plan, you know, and over time it became music, which we'll get into. But what do you think of the state of DJing right now?
You know, this question, right? It's a tough one because the opinion that I give, right, I'm gonna sound like an old head, like the OG or Lil Raz or Lil Funuguschel with Millicent, especially like the new kids, the new niggas don't want to hear what like the older guys' opinions are. But regardless of anything, I think the bar for DJ has been set so low because anybody with 100,000 followers, 100,000 followers is some form of achievement somewhere, somehow, right?
Yeah.
Kodwa, it doesn't translate to the actual ability. The ability yakhona futhi uzothola ukuthi because I've now have this platform of 100,000 people get to hear me more, listen to me more. How did I build the network of 100,000? I was showing ass, I was doing this, I was doing, like there was something, there wasn't music related that brought me to a place where saying about DJ man.
Yeah.
Kale ngaslayer, ngashama private jets, nan. Say pelile low life layer, or thinking about DJ man.
Yeah.
Yabo. Like agu, there's no real stuff. Job and for me to be a DJ, I had to create something, a culture. When I look at Abo Shims,
Yes.
Shims wakona production.
Yes.
Shims wakala production, bazang production, bazang skills of DJ. Same thing with you. You skills of DJ and production now. If you go back to the era before, DJ fresh, no ba. Wagwa compilation nan. So each era of DJ ibi himself no what else are you doing that influences the whole music thing? Now, literally anybody just decides in the morning, Gqom about DJ, and because I've got an audience, I can do 15-second video on TikTok, Gishai effect Ganye, for example, or Ngimix Alengomezo to Usu DJ.
Yeah.
Where's the actual skill? You know, the job of a DJ, right, is to educate people of music.
Of new music, yeah.
That's the job of a DJ. A DJ is supposed to be the leader in music. Oguti, this is what's next. This is what's cool. I'm going to play you that. People don't want to hear that. The world is too quick. It's too instant. People want to hear the same songs they were listening to on the way to the club. Then in a clapping.
Yes.
And that's what a lot of the DJs are now conforming to.
Yeah.
I'm not learning a lot from new DJ except for a culture at piano.
Yes.
except for a culture piano. Culture piano is full-blown exclusive. The competition is
yes, yeah, who can break new music, yeah.
Siyenze manje, our course, so idlala manje.
Yeah. And Benny man, I like that you talk about like the idea of teaching people music. You've gone through many genres within the dance music realm, you know. You come from like a purist old school house, fraternity, into a bit of Gqom, Afro house, and now piano, you know. How important is it to be also versatile in the music space, firstly? And also, has that always been like part of the Benny Maverick brand DNA?
Mina, I come from a background of music.
Cool.
Good music. Dance music, right? Mina, influence of everything that I do comes from house music. The compilations Akdala, I still love them to death till today.
Yeah.
Your Soul Candies, your Glenzito Avenues, Fresh House Flavors. That's what I grew up to, and that's what made me want to do everything that I do today, right?
Yeah.
So I've always loved house and deep house music. If that music was classified as deep house music, like I personally never know what music is what you need deep house. Amongst the things, it's deep house mean, but it's why deep house is Godfathers of house.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but so I come from that era. So the best way for me to explain it is the era of those compilations. That sound was what shaped what I like today, right? So when I got into Afro house and a bit of it, it was now because times were changing. The era of the compilations were no longer there. Yes. And now it was more production and it was more that. But I've always had soul. I've always loved music that sings, music that's well written, music that's got chords and whatnot. So we Afro House. It wasn't even a long period. I think we dropped one song, Imemeza, which was then a hit. Gqom, I was never into Gqom. I was just part of, I guess, a summer award-winning Gqom song, Omunye Phezu Komunye, which now Sayenza. You know, I tell that story today like it was nothing. Like what we flew Leangoma for myself, because Sasi we were in studio. We just come back from the airport doing interviews, no Dada.
Yeah.
We were doing interviews and shows. Come back from the airport, land in Durban. Dada's friend picks us up from the airport, plays the song, or plays a beat, Your Omunye, that was made by some DJ, just a random mix on radio.
Yeah.
And Dada and I just started going off on that beat. He's got a melody and he's going to start singing. And we just started just freestyling on that thing.
Yeah.
Now, back then, in 2018, we are viral on Instagram. That was being like, it was real.
It was real viral.
That was real viral. And that thing went viral.
Yeah.
And we said to ourselves, there's no way we're about to let this thing go. Let's just go record exactly what we said on this video on the beat. Next thing, song of the year. People are dancing on chairs like you'll never believe. But I was never really a Gqom artist or producer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That we did. And it was God's grace and understand that what a good song is supposed to sound like. I say it's a fluke, but it was also understanding timing and understanding what a good song sounds like. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So when piano then started gaining popularity in 2019, 2020, it just made sense. It made sense because it gave me that feeling, house, yakdala.
Yes.
The musicality of it, how slow it was. It wasn't the it spoke to me. And immediately, I knew this is exactly what I want. I've been into piano since 2019, producing and releasing since then. And I don't think Joe saying a 3-step man.
Yeah.
I don't think things are changing about penny with 3-step. Not saying that anybody else shouldn't do it, but I don't see myself doing it. This is where I want to be. Music. It makes sense.
And let's talk about, you've got an interesting story of how you met Udladla.
Sure.
And got him into the studio to start making music.
Sure.
Let us know that story because I found it so interesting.
So Udladla his story is quite strange, really. guy who's very hood,
Yeah.
from the hood, but has a suburb background ongeke uze understand. But uyakuthanda ilokishi and bamthanda abantu abamnyama abantu baselokishini uyakuthanda imicimbi uyakuthanda ukuhambela abantu. He's such a supportive guy.
Yeah.
And if you remember his videos from back in the day, you'd find him kunomcimbi, someone's getting married or whatever,
Yeah.
and he's singing to the top of his voice. He was known in his hood as the guy that would just come and it would be fun as soon as he arrives.
Yes.
Right? So when I hear him for the first time, I'm sitting at my friend's house, Slelinje, on the porch like this, and they're driving past in a car. And you can see how big Gudlada is.
Yeah.
Baningi kule moto, including him, Gudlada Gqom party kule moto, and he's going off.
So you can't
I
miss
could hear him Gihleli on the porch in a car that was driving. I'm like, no, this guy, his voice is piercing.
Yeah.
Gandhi's only going to come to the club I was playing at maybe 2 weeks later, and he starts going off during my set. Now my set is just going up.
Yeah.
Then I said, no ways, guys. I don't know who this guy is, but please, then I met him, only to find, like my friends know him. He's a cool guy. Never wanted to do music.
Yeah.
Never, ever wanted to do it. Every time I'd have to ask him to go to studio. Artist. Like, I don't know how many times he said that.
Yeah.
But I always knew whose lad was going to be big. And I was never in the position or in the mindset of it sign it artist or whatever. I like working with people, finding talent where I can find it. Let's collaborate, let's do something together. Go your own way and do whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'll lay the platform for you. I'll support you in every single way that I can. Even put money and things behind Umund and never expect a single thing back. I'm not in the business of I'm an artist. And that's exactly how I think the reason why Sisters One and Lada today is purely because of that. Because after the 2 hits we made together, he went off, did his things with Afrotainment. I was happy with a clean heart to Guti.
Yeah.
He's pursuing, because from someone who didn't want to make music to the person that he is today, right? And that's so that story is so dope for me, Guti. And to where he is today.
That's crazy, man. Talking about albums, I mean, you've got a huge love for like compilation albums. And the other day I was sitting on TikTok and like I hear these rappers, you know what I mean? Abo Stogie T, I think Musli was also part of that interview. And Scoop talking about that South Africa does not have a classic hip-hop album, you know? And I was asking myself if South Africa has got a classic house album, you know? What would Benny Maverick consider as a classic house album with proper listen value, no skip value, flows properly to the next song, and
ukuthi ngeke ngikunikeze the actual numbers, because for example Glenzito avenues were Glenzito Avenue 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
But I think le Glenzito Avenue in the crossroads.
Oh yes.
That one never days. Soul Candy Session 3. Go with Kent Phonic, with Terrence. No.
I think Roger Good.
Was it Roger Good?
Yeah.
Oh. Mfethu.
Yeah.
To nanamhlanje, especially like Kent Phonic no Terrence.
No, Terrence, yes.
Yeah, but those two are will never ever die. Ngisho noma ungana 18 namhlanje ulalele la mpahla le, you hear ukuthi now music oshaya kakhulu back then.
Yeah.
Then as we progress further, i-album ka Dakapo.
Indigo Child Volume
Indigo,
1.
Yes, Indigo Child 1. Le album ka Dakapo now. You see, those are real musical projects that I mess with till today. Dakapo efika shaying a scoop bese as a vocal that you'll never understand.
Funny you say Indigo Child Volume 1. Eh? When I was thinking that conversation into a house dance music, I think that album probably is the best sum up of what Afro house into Afro tech
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
You know,
He got it right. Like, it was perfect. That's the most perfect body of work that is a production album from one person. The most perfect body of work. la album Dakapo. Nanam Dakapo, my Kamuga, I bowed down to him. The other day, not even the other day, I think yesterday, Dakapo was being interviewed on something. I don't know what he said, but he said house is either dying or it's losing its ground. I think maybe they were comparing it to 3-Step or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's losing its ground because everybody's trying to follow DJ XYZ, who is the biggest one. You know, I think that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
Someone in the comments said, "And who's this guy?"
What?
I said, "What? Who's this guy?" Never.
You.
The other day, Abantu only found out over a trending video who Problem Child 1083 is.
That's wild.
They only found out who Problem Child is. Like, those are real DJs, bro.
And those are people that influenced how piano came about. Dakapo, Problem Child, Chima Music, Ladi Audio Soul, you know, and I think when I spoke to you and I asked you the question about DJing, you know, and the state of DJing, it's important to have these kind of conversations so that these important milestones within our music aren't blurred out.
Yeah.
You know, just based on the fact that Maverick oyenza Good Sunday, you know, and that is my ground zero.
Sure.
You know, and I think it's super important for guys that have been in this thing for long enough, you know, like Abo Vini and Abo Fresh will also have their perspective of how it started for them.
Sure.
To echo the sentiments of the state of the game and a true reflection of the state of the game.
Sure.
And we're not going for anybody. We're not being old heads that are weird, you know, that want things to stay the same but it's very important also from a culture documentation perspective that you're able to say there were guys that played in clubs in Hillbrow the whole night that started with R&B into what into this thing called international, you know, that became DJs at work, and we started listening from there. We took it and brought it here, and now this is where we are. And you were talking about Udlal, you know, and that's a true case of like being an A&R without calling yourself an A&R. Who else do you think you've given like spotlight to that like has come out and like just became something important in the game, you know? Especially from a Durban perspective, because I think there's this whole thing that Durban needs to come to Joburg to become important. But I still say some of my favorite rappers, for instance, are still guys from Durban, you know? I look at like Witness the Funk, Palm Tree Paradise, you know, Unbelievable is one of my favorite songs because it still had that Durban wave, you know?
You know, Leongo Malay, I remember hearing for the first time. Ayiko, there's no song that I fought for Uguti literally fame Jenny Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You see, Unbelievable gives me the same feeling I got when I first heard it Tagade.
Dream Team, yes.
From Dream Team.
Yeah.
Right. And I had a platform with Good Sunday.
Yeah.
And I made sure I rode that platform for a Dream Team.
Yeah.
And for them to end up becoming national.
Yeah.
Over one song, I said, no ways this song is too amazing for the whole country to not hear this and have the same feeling. Music is a feeling, bro. Like, uvele ube happy inside. You know, even if it's a sad song, you're so sad, but like you're happy. Like music is a feeling. And when you get that feeling, you need to act.
Yeah.
When you get that feeling, you need to act. So Dream Team is one of the acts I can say that I've A&R'd into the space. Udlala. I'm not sure. There's some here and there without having to. I don't want to mention because maybe some people might differ, but I think me now where I can say personally I really put my efforts was definitely that. Was definitely Dream Team. There are definitely a lot more of them.
Probably also DJ Stanky.
You could say that. Yeah. But there's just so much that we've done for the city, that we've made sure the city is recognized.
Yeah.
And we want to continue to do so. Every time I work, I try to work with as many Durban people and artists, unknown especially. And the little platform now, you must ride off of so that you can create the wave for yourself.
And you talk about creating a wave for the city, How important was it to create a cosmopolitan side of Durban? Because it was not as favored back then, Everyone thought Durban July, yes, we'll go to a Greyville race course, and then Siagam X, Siagam J, and but through guys like you, they started to be like Abokut Sunday.
Hip-hop, bro.
Yeah.
Hip-hop. Mina ngiyipiano namhlanje kodwa ngikushayela itekle hip-hop manje.
Yeah.
Hip-hop. Hip-hop is culture, dog.
Yeah.
Hip-hop influences. In fact, in the strategy meeting that I was just having with Itimia to Manj,
yes,
the guys were saying, bro, in everything that you do, you need to be a lifestyle. You need to be... Hip-hop is what makes brands cool.
Yes.
Hip-hop is what makes everything cool. Ipiano, ngisho noma lingayipiano right now. Kodwa mawubona amapholisa amayiqhamuka, amapholisa agqokile All Star. Yes, mhlawumbe phela because his brand is sponsor, we converse nanan, but we hip-hop, dog.
Yeah.
He dresses hip-hop. Shama Van Cleef, Lapana. Well, hip-hop leando lea.
So, going back to the hip-hop lifestyle and the dance music kind of sonic background, how do we merge both and not lose the dance electronic music kind of aesthetic?
Well, I think lifestyle yonke si hip hop manje because that's just what we saw so much of it that it's all in north
yes,
basically in north, and whether it's piano, whether it's I guess piano I can associate a lot more with the lifestyle, with the hip hop.
Yeah.
Because you see the piano parties, the champagne, ace of spades everywhere, 100,000 like you won't believe.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas on the dance music space, your Afro house, your Afro tech and all of that, it's still very much purist. People that just genuinely like music. I guess that's why there's a lot more culture events like that. Guno Shims and Friends, like there's so many of them
in the city.
Anywhere in your city.
Yeah, anywhere in your
like
city.
there's so many and those have avid followers.
Yes.
You see, unlike Lasers at Piano, people we flow for Patalo Sialo. Lapa, it's a culture thing.
Yeah.
And people are genuinely there for music.
For the music.
Kuphuza ubhiya, kuyamiwa, shaya lempahla le. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to hear the music. We're not here for tables and all the hot girls. And Nah, never. So, I don't know how you merge the two, and I don't think you should, to be very honest, because you need that purity. Maningi lama event. And you know what I love about it? On a business side of it, they make sense because you find people that are willing to pay $300 for a ticket to come listen to Noxious.
Yes.
Noxious is such a good DJ.
He's an amazing DJ.
He's
an amazing DJ.
Kunabantu njengoba ngilishigama kunabantu abangamazi ukuthi uba Noxious, but labantu abamazi Noxious will go to the event, the house event that he's playing at, pay $300 to be there just to go listen.
And will be happy that he's getting his moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They'll clap for you when you're done with your set. There's no DJ bangempela in that genre.
Yeah. So let's talk about another big moment for you. Begui Memeza, it came at a very turbulent time for South Africa, where we're highlighting very weird and spaces as men, and more especially for women, because Imemeza, yes, it might sound as a at face value or at surface level is a dope hit record, you know, but it addressed things like Abu GBV, you know. I think it was also around the same time as Fees Must Fall.
Yeah.
And take us through how you're also able to be a social activist through the music, you know, but still making the music cool, commercial, and it sells.
I think the music itself was made just authentically. We were just making music.
Yeah.
But when we had to now put visuals to it, the visuals had to make sense. The visuals had to, now let's take social ills and speak about them through this particular song. So when we were making a song, we weren't saying, oh no, stop GBV, Fees Must Fall. No, we were just making music authentically, having fun in studio. But now what you must also be able to do is find the opportunity and then spread messages in whatever way that you can. Platforming or
Yeah.
now, what good can we now do with this platform that we have?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we do. We could have simply done a music video, put on a bed beach, ngama G-Wagon, Chama string everywhere, Gizo memes. It also sounds like that, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. But no, we chose a different angle and said, no. Let's fight izinto eziyinkinga in this country. Fees Must Fall, GBV, 100%, or what we were fighting for this time, 80% South African content,
Yeah.
all of that stuff. So we took yonke that made sense and we put that in that one video, and that's one of the biggest songs and videos of that time, because it now took a song that we danced to in the clubs and just spoke about our social ills.
Yeah, and another thing that we see, Benny, and I mean, we'll get into like your solo debut album, is that you find songs that are bigger than the artist. How were you able to make sure that your brand is constantly grows with the kind of music that you're making? Because I can imagine like out the gate, omunye phezu komunye. Now you got a big song, but now you need to be as visual as Ngoma Yakho, you know, like your song does not leave you behind, which you see a lot of Piano today.
Yeah.
Guys have got big songs, but we don't know who they are, and it doesn't translate to bookings, to brand deals, and so on and so forth.
I think it's just understanding what you have, right? Aguna, there's no formula into making a hit song. People choose the song for you.
Yeah.
But it's a matter of crossing your T's, dotting all your I's. We just had this conversation before this.
Yep.
Do everything. Do all the PR that you need to do.
Yeah.
You see, what the struggle that we have, or a lot of artists and producers have, is once they finish the music in studio, then they expect the music to just work for them.
Yeah.
There's some people who can literally get on a mic, fart, and then go give it to the biggest marketers.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the biggest song. So the marketing aspect of yourself and your music is as equally as important as the making of the music. The marketing of your music is everything. You need to do, if you really believe in a song, you've got to put your all in it.
Yeah.
Ufake neshum lakho lokugcina
Yeah.
into it. And that's what I've always done. My now project
Yeah.
is the first time I've partnered with a label. Every other song, from Memeza to Omunye, which was a feature with Destruction Boys, shout out to them, to Impilo Assasentin, which is another hit that I'm part of with Gqom Brothers, or we were together in that. All of those songs are self-funded. Everything I've had to work for, and go pay money, go DJ, instead of going to buy nice sneakers or take a PlayStation or whatever, go put back the money into the music. You always need to keep reinvesting in yourself and whatever else it is that you do.
So let's talk about your new relationship with Gamma. I mean, Gamma is like a big deal, you know. Larry Jackson is iconic name in the world of like hip hop and just popular music as a whole, you know. And no Bob Dlamini. Usipho Dlamini. Yeah. He's there was a point in time where he had like Universal Music Group South Africa on his back, you know, and has made many people superstars and built many careers. How important was it to say, okay, it's Benny Maverick's time to release an album and a full body of work. I'm ready. And now I kind of need help because and sometimes this is a gift and a curse, because you've been so self-sufficient in your entire career, you might just think, Guti, I know it, I'm going to do it by myself. Why did you now say, you know what, let me go speak to Gqom and say, I need you guys to be on this journey with me?
Remember what I said in the beginning? I said, ain't no such thing as halfway crooks, right? I told myself with this, I'm not doing this halfway.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've reached what I can do as Benny. I've never dropped a full album by myself. Now I need someone. Who's jealous? If I want to do this thing properly, can I do it? I looked at all the options that were there.
Yeah.
I had the offers. And the song that has brought me here today also was on everyone's lips. Everybody had heard it.
Yeah.
And everybody was saying, okay,
yeah.
You know? But for me to go with Gqom, it was... I didn't go to them. It was a conversation, like a simple... I think Usipa was at my restaurant, Maison, in Durban.
Yeah.
I was playing there. I knew he was there because somebody told me, oh, no, that's the guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, actually, let me fuck this guy up a little bit. And I just started going off.
Yeah.
But played the song at the right time. I knew, Vele, it's Maison. So they've heard it so many times in Maison, the song.
Yeah.
Sebe Alas,
Baltanda, yeah.
Baltanda in that restaurant. Right? And the whole restaurant just changed. And I saw him shazamming.
Okay.
Ngambotsa, ngambamba.
Yeah.
He stood up and he came to me and he said, bro,
what's this?
What is this?
Yeah.
You've got one. And I said, shout out, I've already spoken to Squeaks before. He just told me, Guti, you were here.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that this is the reaction that I got. Bro, we sat down in one conversation.
Yeah.
And I like people that, I like umuntu ozo, unga kuluma all the numbers in the world.
Yeah.
You can talk a big game. Bro, I've worked for myself all my life.
Yeah.
I know what ukuzenzela imali yakho is. I don't need anybody.
Yes.
You know. But to hear somebody speak passionately about your work,
yeah,
and what they would like to do
for your work, yeah.
For your work.
Yeah.
It was literally, it had nothing to do with, oh no, they're going to offer you this. It was just how inspired he felt.
Yeah.
And then bring Uskulilo Squeaks in, bring Tabo in. And we all just spoke the same language. Those guys know exactly what they want to do. They know exactly what it is that they were trying to build with this thing. So it was a no-brainer for me. I was just sold off of ukhuluma nabantu. Like, sometimes when you was ukhuluma nomuntu umthande yena, and if your feeling says ba right labantu labo, you go ahead and do it. If things don't work out later, you can't be mad at yourself. You had that feeling, Eti, this is the right thing to do. So no regrets.
So in that process, obviously now you're having these conversations. Were you in album mode already? Had you mapped it out?
Oh no, album was fully. I've completed the album. I'd shot the videos.
What?
I've got everything. Jobangi shoots. I've worked on this thing for the past 18 months. The song that is now popular now was done maybe 14 months ago.
Okay.
The 90% of the album was probably done maybe 8 months ago.
Yeah.
But it was just a matter of, is it the right time? And throughout all that time, I was shooting all the clips. The clips that I wrote, that there's a video that's doing quite well on my socials right now. That clip was shot long ago.
Yeah.
We've been working on this thing for the long time. Mind you, when I was sitting with the team earlier, I started showing them everything that I have for this. These guys are like, bro,
you don't get this. Yeah.
So deal. And not a lot of people come with a complete thing. You've got a whole plan, and you just want people to just implement your plan. And that's exactly what it is right now. So as much as they've come in, I've already done a lot of the work.
Do you think that could be the cheat code to this thing now, when a young artist is going to speak to a label to give them the reach that they can't give to themselves? That map your ish out, have a plan, know what comes after what the plan is, what the big idea is, and is that, do you think, how an artist that is setting himself or setting herself up for success supposed to be doing?
I think a lot of what's happening now is there's too much smoke and mirrors now.
Okay.
That makes people either lazy or not want to do it all, or not want to do it for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the culture of instant. Instagram, TikTok. I put my thing now, it was viral now. TikTok, Abantu Bashama Dance Challenge 1-2-1-2. After 2 months, nobody cares, bro.
Yeah. Because they're on to the next one.
Exactly. It's all instant. Nothing lasts now. Nothing builds. Nothing lasts for a very long time. And into yakho kumele ukuthi uyisebenzele. And you see the advantage that there is now, and what I like about the newer artists, what they're doing now, they're using the internet. Bro, the internet is the greatest thing that ever happened to anyone, to the world. It's the best thing that ever happened to the world. It's the best thing that ever happened to music. Because the audience is right here in front of you. But now, how much more after the socials, after the visuals? Because what the guys do is that studio, live, we're big, TikTok, and then nothing.
Yeah.
Bro, let me just say, because nobody's getting live views of 1 million in South Africa.
Yeah.
Like live. They could be, but there's very few people that are doing a live that has 1 million views. There's very few people that are doing TikToks that are sitting at 50 million, 100 million. Back corner, but few. Right? Past that, kunabantu basemafamu, banabantu, like the greater part of KZN.
Yes.
The greater part of
Limpopo.
I guess Limpopo. People that are they I guess again TikTok is just wonke umuntu with TikTok
Yes,
right
yeah.
now. But what I'm saying is there's somebody who still sits in their house alalele story. Yes, that's a story.
Yeah.
Ngo 12 o'clock ukhozi khona story go kuyiw sawubona bhuti. But what there's some people who still listen to stories on radio.
Yeah.
Right? And those people are that's the majority of South Africa. Lento sibona not ingaka.
And it's not a fair representation of South Africa.
It's not.
Yeah.
But because Tina sibona what's happening in Soweto Piano Hub, he said Louis, he said, you think that is the pie.
Yeah.
It's not. That's why I say you have to do it all. From you've done two parts of it rather, as the young artist, the new artist, hope, which is to do what? To make the music,
Yeah.
and then put it online, go TikTok, no.
Yes.
But how do I reach everyone else? Why are you not fighting to go on Ukhozi FM and go speak to listeners, the biggest radio station in Africa, if not the world, at this point? Ukhozi FM, why are you not fighting to be playlisted there?
Yeah.
Yes, radio is not you can say radio is not the biggest thing. When a song plays on Ukhozi FM, there's 1.7 million impressions.
Yeah.
1.7 million impressions. You can never, ever downplay making sure you do the whole run of what you're supposed to do. And that's how you then make household names, household hits.
That's crazy. And you speak about the North, Wuti, yes, the North is important, but it's not it. But the importance of the North is that it's what we all aspire to have. It's the look, the feeling, it's aspiration.
Yes, yes.
And you give that off go album cover yako, if I mean, the first time I saw the album cover before this conversation, I was like, "Open your R&B manj." Like it's like Carl Thomas,
Shine and Bundle in a
yeah,
box.
you know, like Carl Thomas, Summer Rae, Dave Hollister, you know.
Showcase.
How important is it to also like take your work and package it into like a beautiful short art piece to embody who you are as an artist, what you aspire to be, whether you're on Ukozi and you are on 947 Ksasa, you know, and just to embody the Bentley Maverick brand, because I think also that's a dying art, you know, as how do I take all these experiences but still create like an aspirational brand to it.
You know, a lot of people say, I'm not here to be a role model. I'm not here to... Then, dude, you must own your position. For a reason, right? And once we're back, we're in this position, you must be something that your younger self would look at. Right? Mina, today, I look at the Stars.
Okay.
I look at the Stars and say, such a cool guy.
Very cool. And it's been cool forever.
Dog, like he's always been like the newest phone, the newest form of technology, style and joyasas. Same thing with the Black Cough. Do you understand? And those are people that I looked at and said, that's cool. And that's how I want to be presented. And the longer you're in the music, the longer you realize, Uguti, what goes out there about you is what remains ebantwini.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to present the best version of yourself. A lot of people say, I mean, I don't care. You go on TV with your nails dirty and a blunt in your hand. And like, that is the image that is staying of you. Not saying don't smoke weed or don't do this, don't do that. No, but I'm saying whatever you start putting out and lives, especially now as Katin Samanji, where everything lives online, that is exactly...
And the internet does not forget.
Ever. That's exactly what you're going to leave behind. That's exactly what's going to be there. So Gunabandu, who are getting their first impression of me.
Through this body of work.
This body of work, through this album cover.
Yeah.
And what are they saying? Just as this guy.
The cream white suit.
Go check out that suit, my friend.
Joe Thomas
Go,
cuts.
yeah. What do you call that thing? Where you screen grab a picture and you go check out what it is. Go find that suit. It will blow your socks off. His suit mali.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's important for me to and it's not screaming brand X, Y, Z. I could have gone to say Gucci, Louis Vuitton.
But it says luxury. It says
quiet
lush.
luxury. Yeah. And it's style, understanding ukuthi mina umuntu mayibuka into yami athi le present style.
Yeah.
Yabo. And that's exactly what it is for me. That's what I want to try and do. My branding and my every association that I have is well thought of. I could literally today figure that brand you said is a figures on top of my elbows or whatever. Maybe it doesn't resonate with me.
Yeah.
I can say no to that because I saw any style sound.
Yeah.
That's it.
And youngins don't realize that like music has got so many parallels that yes, it's the music. It could be how well dressed you are. It could be what your persona online is, you know, that will lead back to the music, you know. So I always say being stylish, still respecting the fact that you still need to do like PR runs and could lead back to the music, you know. And going back to the entire body of work, we live in a very interesting time now where it's easy to create content and get it out there, you know, get your million impressions or million views and clear with for a week and whatever and with coming from both worlds, you know, and coming from like the old school into the new school and embracing the new school in terms of like algorithm and how was it making this album to be like a mainstay, you know, because when somebody like you goes into studio to say, you know what, I'm ready to make an album after everything that I've done, from the parties to the shows to the festivals to the hit songs. Now I'm in album mode. What's the thinking to making a classic album that is going to define you and your career for the rest of your life?
I think even in the making of this album, I was never really making an album.
Okay.
I make music for fun. Like, I make music because I have time to music.
Yeah.
And because I'm independent, I also fall into the trap that a lot of everyone else does, being lazy to release or not working hard enough for your music, or because I've got so many other businesses.
Yeah.
Then sometimes the music ends up taking a back seat.
Yeah.
Right. Hence, some guy said this guy always come back every few years and got December those niggas a hit. Some guy said that in the comments, right? And that's because there's always something else that I'm doing. I think with this, it was never I'm in album mode. We were just making music, and there is no set studio that I have.
Yeah.
Studio like US studio man. Studio namhlanje we are in Camps Bay. Letting equipment, we're gonna stay there 7 days. Let's make music.
Yeah.
Okay, namhlanje sekol. Let's book a house at goal. 7 days, show music.
Yeah.
Set depend in my place, or it's just book any apartment is in. Let's make. My studio is always on the go.
Yeah. And if you had to kind of describe the album and its flow and its texture, because you come from where you come from, I know it's got a starting and an end, you know? And it's got where it dips and it peaks and it dips and it peaks. What album would you like place it against?
Again, you have to go back to Lama Erak Lama compilation.
Yeah.
I think it even comes across even when I DJ. People always like saying, I been when I time to build up, it's go time, let's rock. I'm like, no, bro, the other guy behind me, before me was rocking.
Yeah, lifted on a high, yeah.
Yeah. Can I just come in 3 songs, make you sit down, and then listen, and then you say, hey, you blind, you know? And then you start nodding your head, and then the next thing is standing up. By the time we get to track 5, 6, 7, we're rocking now.
Yeah.
But there's a difference in the guy that was before me and me who's starting now. Asiqalanga umunye phezu komunye sathi memeza sat no. And that's exactly what my album sounds like. It sounds the intro is done by Master A Flat. If you know music, you know who Master A Flat is. The greatest. I was intentional when I said I want an intro that is done by Master A Flat, because he's going to give me that feeling of which this guy has dedicated an album to his mother. Then my mother comes on the melody that he's playing. And then from that, it goes into a song that talks about what my mother just said, manifesting and pray for into zako, and I want you to have a good life, raise your children, this, and that. And then the album just keeps going like that.
Sheesh. Until
it gets to a place where it's now instrumental songs. Say, Hamburger man, just scoop. Then you get Dada on the album and Uncool, who now just take the album to the peak.
To the next level, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone that does not know who Master A Flat is, go listen to AK's levels, and you'll definitely understand what he embodies and what he can do in terms of moving a album from sonic to sonic to sonic to sonic to sonic to sonic to sonic. And the album is finished now. How many tracks does the album have? When's the album coming out? What are the plans for post-album? Like, are we gonna have like a one-man Benny Maverick show? Like, what's the plan?
So the album I'm dropping on the 14th of November is called Valencia, which is named after my mother. I wanted to give her flowers while she's alive.
Dope.
The word, the name Valencia means strong. It means a person who's very vigorous, a person who's just a fighter. And through that intro of the album, you hear umawami as exoxela about the hardship of ukusikhulisa myself and my brother after my father passed away while she was 3 months pregnant with me, right? So she's a 27-year-old woman, like, and I look at like kids nowadays, like imagine who's married at 27 now. My mom was married, they had a house, no baba. Dad dies while she's 27, pregnant with a 4-year-old. She's got a 4-year-old and she's pregnant at 27.
She still needs to figure it out.
Right. And she's been a single parent raising 2 boys. And that's why I had to do this for her. Because I think about it today, which who in their right mind can do that? When I was 27, I was spinning on my head. You know?
Yeah.
And that's really it. So that's the album. And that album drops on the 14th. And from that, it's going to be a lot of shows. I really hope to get out of this to go to as many places as possible, share my talent, travel as much as possible through music. And I've also got events. That I do in Durban, your Sasso's house, your one-man concert over Easter weekend.
Yeah.
So all of this is now going to start working with each other, and I just hope uNkulunkulu continues to bless me more than he already has, with just more than what we're doing now. And Bati, luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah.
Right? And I've prepared for this thing for a very long time, and I think I've got an opportunity right now. So if you say Upen is lucky, then I really am, because I've been working for this, a lot of this, for a very long time, and it's just consistency. So anything that I do from now is only going to go up, because kade lento ngiyenza.
Yeah.
And I do it consistently, and I do it ngiyayithanda nje.
And Benny, man, I've always wanted to talk about. I mean, I started this podcast to speak honestly to musicians, you know, and it's a platform for honesty for like musicians, the ups and the downs, you know. You've had your fair share of downs. I know that the AKA passing had a huge knock on you, and how you got on with business, you know what I mean, and because it was right at your doorstep, you know. How do you get yourself out of that slump, you know? Because AK Ukinin was very impactful to all of us, you know. Some Ukinin magafuna my interview YFM would call me, you know. That's me and Keenan, you know. Every time I met him, I was like, "Hey dog, when you putting me on radio," you know. And that was like our icebreaker, and we chill, whatever. You were by far Keenan's connect when it comes to Durban. You know, he eats at your spot, and something so tragic happens at your doorstep, and you had to close that establishment, but in the bigger scheme of Upeni Maverick, how do you get yourself out of slumps? You know, because I'm sure with a lot that you've got at your disposal, there's a lot of disappointments that come with that.
This is, you know, with all this PR stuff and interviews I'm doing, This is one of the hardest questions or parts that I have to go through, because and I never wanted to be like the highlight of Inte Enso Ngenza, because it's really not.
Definitely.
Bro, that thing is, it's something it's difficult in many parts, because one, he was my very good friend. We've been friends since my first event in Durban, before a Good Sunday, what we do it Sunday. That was in 2011. 2011, yeah. A Gateway in Daitri, St. Max as a Gateway. AKA wasn't anyone who was known. I was living in Joburg at the time, and then I went back to Durban. But there was already this Basmo AKA in Joburg. And I've always wanted to do things first.
Yeah.
And I said, let me bring that guy in Durban first. And ever since that day, he was my guy. And I was always his guy in Durban. Wongama shows are my biggest shows. AKA was headlining them.
Yeah.
AKA is part of the reason I am who I am today, in the sense that he made me famous also, because I believed in him, Engagabi, AKA Lomkulu. Then when he became big, whenever he wanted something in Durban, I was then his guy.
Keenan never forgets. Yeah.
You know? And that became, it was literally that. So, Jesus, for him to then, obviously, for that thing to happen, La Payana, at my shop, it was, yes, Ubezos like me, because I know I may not. I asked him today, but why me? Why, if it had to happen, why does it happen at my place? Because more than his passing, and may his soul rest in peace, like so many other things that happened. You know, we lost business, 50 plus people lost their jobs. There's so many things that came with that act till today, and like just one final nail. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and as hard as that was, you have to find yourself, you have to find your magic.
Dish, 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 dish.
If you know, you know. That's an inside joke between us. So yeah, I think with the Keenan thing, it just you know, a lot was lost, including his life, including Utib's, another person who was a culture influencer. About Utib's is someone yeah, that guy. I want to be like that guy.
And tips from Dala, like
From Dala, bro.
Tip
He influenced how I moved a lot.
in terms of lifestyle, in terms of embodying Jay-Z's lines and
That guy was he got it.
It was just cool, yeah.
So there's like you just mentioned, Uguti, there's families lost their children. Ukairo lost Babuake. Like, we need justice for this thing. Business was closed for us. People lost their jobs.
Yeah.
Many people lost their jobs. And you know, when something like that happens, right? The landlord doesn't stop. Your leases continue. The bills continue to pile up. So nobody cares, Uguti. You suffered a great loss. Your problems just keep on piling up more and more and more and more. And we're left to now mop up that entire mess. But by the grace of God, we came back. We've opened Maison. What a gorgeous establishment. Abantu bafika ngobuningi babo. And it's just uNkulunkulu mkhulu, and uyaphila, because to be out of business for, I think it was 16 to 18 months. And then to be able to come back, and it's not been easy the second time around. It's taken a minute to get it right again, because of something that just was out of our hands. It was God's will.
And also there's triggers involved, you know. There's could I be doing this and something else happens, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, we're back. The shop is great, and I couldn't be happier with where we are. But more than anything, like, I think justice for AKA, justice for Tibbs. May their souls rest in peace, Nje.
Yeah, man. Benny, bro, thank you for coming through. Thank you for acknowledging this invite. You know, acknowledging my platform. We see each other every 10 years, but it's dope. Good luck on Valencia. Good luck on the new album. Good luck on the journey. Good luck on making sure that the culture is intact and the culture's got an ecosystem. You know, I think I always say we use the word culture loosely, but through people like you, people can pinpoint what the ecosystem of culture kind of looks like. You know, from the music to the events, to the fashion, to the brands. You know what I mean? That you almost like put together, and also just from the music performance perspective, you know, and keep on going, and I hope and I pray that this is the best gift that your mom receives from you, and it lands. And good luck, bro. And I hope that for everyone that's watching, this is probably the best perspective and best blueprint of who Benny Maverick is as a brand, as a businessman, and just as a culture shaper that you'll find on the net. This is On the Record with the Kruk. Benny Maverick is outie.
Thank you very much, bro. Thank you for everybody for watching. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and I appreciate that. Down,